Good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. It's me again, Jen. Hello! And it is Thursday. It is the 29th of October, and we are on our second to last card with the Patch Tarot deck. And the Patch Tarot deck is a deck that is created by the spirit science people. And as I've mentioned all month long, they've got some really interesting videos on YouTube that I totally think people should check out. And if you check them out, I would love to discuss them with you. I'm super excited about them. I don't agree 100% on all of them, but they are definitely all great to make your brain work. So I dig that part. Also, as I've mentioned in pretty much every single one of these, if you check out the links in the description below, you too can order your own deck of Patch Tarot cards. And I promise you, like, we've seen a lot of really cool cards in this deck, but the best is yet to come with them. So I absolutely think you should order your own deck. They are fun, they are beautiful, and they are really great for beginning readers as much as people who have been doing this for a really long time and are pretty intuitive with the cards. So without further ado, let's find out what we have for our second to last card in the Patch Tarot deck. All right. I dig this. All right, we have the Priestess, which I'm going to assume is the High Priestess, except that there's a 3 up here instead of a 2. And you know, we've looked at a couple of the other cards and they were higher up in the Arcana, and I was kind of questioning, well, did they move things around? Did they shift things? Because they did add the Holy Arcana in there too. Were some things flipped around? I don't think that's the case with this one. I think that they may have numbered, and we did look at the Fool. I think we looked at the Fool. And the Fool was kind of a 0 and a 1. And I didn't think they were counting it as a 1. But that's really interesting because normally the High Priestess is a 2 in the deck. And I think part of that is because she has that ability to cross between the realms, which is very much the energy of this card. And I totally see that in the imagery of this card. So I'm going to start with that, and then we'll talk about the symbols and the writing in the corners of the card. So she's seated on a kind of lotus flower between the 2 pillars. And I think it's Boaz, and forgive me, I cannot remember the other one. Somebody is going to go, you don't know this? Not offhand, not in my brain right now. Anyway, it's Thursday, give me a break. So there's the black pillar and the white pillar, which are the pillars to Solomon's temple. And she stands there kind of at the crossroads between these 2 worlds. And in this, she kind of brings information from the other world and conveys it through to our world. So you see she's got the crown chakra lit up and also her heart chakra lit up. And really what that is you ever get that gut instinct? And you do, you kind of feel it right there. And you're like, oh, sometimes you feel it in your belly too. But the energy that you're feeling is that intuition, which, as I mentioned, is going to be one of the words up at the top. So intuition is the upright word that's up on here, and that's absolutely how I feel about the High Priestess. She is about getting in touch with your intuition, with your gut feeling, with your conscience, with your spirit guide, whatever that little voice in the back of your head, whatever that is to you. That's what the High Priestess represents, is that connection to that voice, and listening to it and trusting your intuition and trusting your gut. On the flip side, we have doubt. So when this card comes up inverted, usually it means the person is not trusting their intuition, shouldn't trust their intuition, or is going to get in trouble if they don't trust their intuition. So I look at this and go, okay, if it comes up inverted, is that person not listening to their gut instinct? Or is this a case where maybe they need to question where that instinct is coming from? Because yes, a lot of this can come from our higher selves and that spiritual connection, but also a lot of that inner voice comes from personal biases and cultural biases. So sometimes we need to assess it. Okay, is this coming from an external force that I have imbued into my body, Or is it coming from the higher power? Is it coming from a space of understanding? And I just don't jive with this. So that can be something someone says. It can be a person that you meet. And we've all met those people where we're like, yeah, no, we're not going to be friends. Or, oh my gosh, how did we not become friends sooner? You get that instant feeling, that instant click. And when it's instant like that, again, unless it's based on cultural biases or things that, maybe you need to question about yourself, most of the time it is. It's like, oh, hey, yeah, we just fit. This just works for me. Yes, this is a big yes, or this is a big no. And that is coming from that energy that the high priestess represents, is intuition and that gut instinct. And we know we've all done that where like we've trusted our gut and it saved us from getting into trouble, or we didn't trust our gut and we got into more trouble than we should have. So on the bottom, we have two words. We have the moon, which I absolutely think fits with the high priestess because the moon is also getting in touch with that shadow self and the other side of things and secrets and the inner workings of life, the universe, and all those things. So I absolutely like the moon as a symbol that goes with this. The other is Gemel, which I'm sure my friend Topaz is going to call me out on my pronunciation of the Hebrew letter Gimel, and it kind of looks like an upside down letter Y. So I don't know. I'm learning. Give me a break. I'm always learning something new about this, and I'm happy to admit that I don't know everything about everything in these cards. And if you do know something, or if like my friend Topaz, you come to me and go, no, it's spelled like this, or it sounds like this, please leave me a comment below, and I will absolutely read it and love it and learn from it. So the idea of this card being 3 instead of 2 throws me off a little bit because I want to call it the Empress. And being another really powerful feminine energy card, I almost thought it was when I looked at that 3 on there, but it does have the 2 pillars, which are synonymous. Like that is the high priestess. No other card is going to have those 2 pillars depicted in that way where she's seated between them. So I fully accept that this is the high priestess card, although I am a little bummed out, I guess, that they used the 3 instead of the 2, because one of the other things about having it be the 2 card is that it represents duality. It represents how we are constantly at this struggle of what we know to be true and what we are learning and what we are meant to learn on this plane and what we carry back with us when we cross over to the other side. It is about being able to cross between the 2 realms. Always this duality. There's so much duality. It's the yin and the yang. It's the dark and the light. It's the black and the white. It's all of these things. So having it not be the card that is represented by 2, I don't like it. I don't like that. That does not jive with my intuition, with my gut. But otherwise, I like everything about this card. I really love the rainbow circle around her. I love that it is the crown chakra channeling out through the heart, because that is the other thing. We want to channel that information from spirit through the heart and through love and through understanding, and not like bludgeon people with our truth, so to speak. Because that's not going to get you anywhere, for one. And 2, why would you want to hit somebody over the head with your truth? That's just not nice. It's just not nice. Anyway, I think it's a really good card for a Thursday to kind of drive us home into Friday and the weekend, as well as we lead up to another full moon of the month and the very end of the month and Halloween, which Halloween is one of my favorite holidays. I just want to point that out. I love spooky season. It's so great. And this has been a really great month to read these cards, and I've super enjoyed it, and I hope you have too. If you have any questions or comments or anything, please leave a comment below. And as always, check out all of the other cards that we've talked about in the playlist at the end of this. And, let me know, which cards do you like best? Which ones were you like, yeah, that worked, or no, that did not work for me? And as always, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, and I will see you tomorrow.